welcome. We had a big event scheduled. 1,000 tickets sold.
Yeah, we had to refund all the tickets. It's pretty disappointing. I was excited. We sold out the arena here in Kamloops, but due to coronavirus, we had to cancel the event. We're just doing it in Joey's basement instead.
Yeah, I was surprised there was so much interest in a rollerblading Q&A in Kamloops, but
yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect that. So
doesn't translate to sales, skate sales. Okay. Anyway, we have 5 social media channels that we will be answering questions from in the order of Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and then Instagram.
Exciting. Those are great social media channels that you just listed. Excellent. They do excellent work.
And if you feel free to follow on any of those channels.
Yeah, hop on the platforms, people.
Is there any that we missed? No, I guess not.
Did you take any questions on MySpace?
No.
No?
We're not on TikTok. We're not on Snapchat. So, no, I have nothing else to add.
Great.
Let's do this.
Let's start.
Okay. This is first from Patreon. Thank you to this engaged posse. So first we have from Flotos, which is that how you would say that? Or Flotos?
I would say Flotos.
Flotos. Sounds futuristic. How did you manage to meet each other in your blading group, like the people on Zone? I recently chose to leave the social medias and feel this would prevent me from finding such a passionate group.
Our group was found before social media. We've been friends with Leon. When did we first meet? Leon on a Vancouver trip back in 2000.
Filming Better Than Baseball.
Yeah. No, filming OK Buddy.
Was it?
It was the day that I jumped the GM double set.
You're right.
And Leon
skating with Wes.
Was Wes's friend.
His roommate.
Just this unassuming Israel guy. I remember he said, you guys can come back to my place. I've got lots of food.
I remember. You guys should come back to our place. We've got lots of food. This is so good. Yeah.
And then...
So that was 2002 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Stu and Colin, they were friends with Danny. Skated with Danny's crew.
Yeah.
And we saw those guys in videos first, like some of the fish and chips and different videos.
Leon's the link on that one too, because remember we filmed Prove Yourself 1 and he brought Danny, and that was our first time meeting Danny.
Right.
That Danny and Leon met kind of maybe by Danny sending him edits or something, and then Danny was in Vancouver for the summer.
Yeah, so Danny was the connection to Stu and Colin.
Yeah. It's crazy, all of those people, to think of like all of the styles and tricks that came out of that group.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
I was trying to find, there's unused footage from Prove Yourself where you're just having way too much fun going, Danny! It's so fun to say his name. Danny! Danny, what are you doing? Then you can hear from a distance, taking a pee. And then what? You make it quick. You be quick now. And then you hear Josh, make it a good one. The dad hassling Danny. Danny! So, yeah, you can meet people without social media. It's different though.
Yeah, get out there. Be social.
Yeah.
Make friends.
And just a word of caution, every rollerblader is not your friend, in my experience.
Right, be choosy.
Yeah. If they're a bad person in a rollerblader, you don't have to be friends with them.
Right.
If we are allowed 2 questions, this is from Flotos again. Did you try slalom with cones?
Yeah. I went through a stage a couple of years ago where I skated a lot of cones with Leon. It's I'd like to do it more. It's a great way to build your maneuverability skills on skates. There's a certain setup that you want for cones. Seba makes very rockered setup. I believe the standard is about a 80 mil.
Yeah.
So a smaller wheel.
Yeah.
Heavily rockered. Because you don't want longer frames because you're doing a lot of crossing over and you're going to get caught. That's happened to me a couple times doing cones on Wizards.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fun. Super fun.
I remember an email that you sent when you first tried Sebas, and you said they make aggressives feel like shit. I remember that stuck in my head, but that was way before you even started doing the slalom, because I think Leon tried them at a clinic, brought them back, and then you guys started filming some edits. And then also, one of the most famous podcast quotes, I saw your cone skating win, Todd. Yeah. Thank you. I said I saw it. I didn't say congratulations, you cocky cone skating fuck.
That was good. That was good.
Props to Kevin Dowling.
Yeah.
But the cone skating stuff went on to, and the slalom setup went on to influence everything in our skating.
For sure.
Everything up to this point. So
yeah, that was our first introduction to bigger wheel setups. And I still use a lot of the body movements that I learned from slalom. I incorporate it into aggressive and wizard skating. So yeah. Cones is a really good, like if it's winter or something and you have a clean garage or an unfinished basement, you just set out some cones.
And just like when I started
just have a blast,
just having a blast. Set up some cones, just have a blast. Doing the speed skating, I remember it was like in a time when it was unacceptable for an aggressive inline skater to do that, and it was similar to you and Leon with the cones. There was a lot of resistance from people.
Yeah, but now it's awesome that those barriers are just fucking do whatever you want.
All becoming one thing.
It's very healthy. It's in a very good state.
Another good point is that a lot of the tricks that came from BMX and skateboarding came from like the styles that were kind of like the cone freestyle ended up influencing street skating. Not everything was ported over, but a lot of freestyle influence brought those sports to the next level. So important to do.
You got to push the boundaries on all fronts, and like you collect ideas from here and there and you just bring it in and incorporate it into your moves, and it makes everything tighter.
Very progressive time. New tricks were just happening every day, new tricks.
Every day.
From Joe Maddie, how hard did you guys actually party during the first few videos you guys made? This is a common conversation while watching MB Volume 1 or Cirque du Soleil with people.
How hard did we? We partied pretty hard, but I wouldn't say we partied that hard. Definitely, we drank quite a bit.
Yeah.
But our drug use wasn't overboard. No cocaine.
No.
Okay, a little bit. Usually it was just weed and liquor. Weed and liquor.
No pills or powders.
Yeah, I think it was a healthy amount of partying.
Yes.
Some bad hangovers.
Yeah.
Some suffering. But it was fun. And I don't think it went overboard.
I also credit Brad Clark, who critiqued Cirque du Soleil and the partying footage, and he said, I always felt like it's kind of a blanket when you see that stuff, and those kinds of things always stick with me. And then I ixnayed, or there was less partying footage, or I thought of it differently after that.
Yeah,
because it was really cool to hear from somebody who had nothing to do with rollerblading call it a blanket.
It's an excellent critique.
Yeah,
because it's very when you're sober and you're putting yourself out there, it's a lot more revealing and it's a lot more scary. Yeah. And then that goes for skate videos, that goes for life in general. Going to a party, alcohol and drugs can be a blanket where you're kind of hiding your true self. And if you can get to a place where you're just comfortable being sober, you're in fucking wizard territory.
And success is a known byproduct of being sober. Not on the financial level, just in life.
In life,
you have more energy and more time.
Definitely.
For shit.
Yeah.
And MBV1, that's a weird one. I guess there's that one shot. There's a couple shots in MB Volume 1, but not a lot.
Yeah, I was still partying pretty hard, but I wouldn't, not on a social level.
Well said.
Like by myself.
What did I say? I said the other day.
So is that partying? That's just drug use.
Under the or the shortcut to the illusion of relaxation.
Yeah.
Is the way I think of like having a drink sometimes. I mean,
Definitely.
within reason. Everything in moderation and depending on who you are. Yeah. But being older and having just, you have 2 or 3 hours of state, get very caffeinated, feel very healthy, get a lot done. It's very fun. That's where it is now.
Yeah, extremely productive.
From Roman stock, this is one really huge thing to me that I think about a lot concerning many different topics. I can't get my head around the fact that you obviously are huge spokesman for not taking things too seriously attitude, when at the same time what you put out is like real serious, straightforward, precise, clear position stuff. How do you balance that? Or do I miss some links or the point in general? Or do I miss some links or the point in general? I'd love to hear some more stuff about your approaches to that.
Wow, excellent question.
That is
Thank
good.
you, Roman. Yeah.
That is good.
Wow, yeah. There's obviously many facets of a person, right? Like there's a silly facet to me, and there's a very serious facet.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of power in combining those things, like trying your best, preparing yourself, but at the same time not being too concerned with the outcome, or not being concerned with how you're being portrayed. Just staying in that pocket, staying present in the moment, where you are taking it seriously, but you're not taking the end result so seriously.
Yes.
This is an interesting question, because it's convoluted, right? It's an oxymoron. You're not taking yourself seriously, but you're taking life seriously.
I almost feel like there's something that's hard to define about Canadian humor, that there's something there. I don't know what that is, though. I don't know. Is that really
the answer? I think the answer is you can take things seriously, but also not take yourself seriously.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That took a long time to get to that point, though, didn't it? I would say.
And it's still something that we struggle with.
Oh, yes.
Of course. It's not like we've gotten to any kind of place, but
there are some times that if it was like sports after certain sessions, if they interviewed us, it would sound like we've lost a game.
Definitely. There's a lot of sessions afterwards I feel like shit. Like I feel like
Me too.
I just failed. And that's okay. It's okay to be hard on yourself. You want to have that you want to put pressure on yourself. You want to feel that insecurity and you want to feel the nerves. But then what's your goal? Like,
yeah, it's a good point. It almost changes from time to time.
Right.
The end goal, I guess, is to film things for a project.
Right.
And then within that, there's goals for each day, writing trick lists and having an idea of what you want to achieve. It's so funny that these very like adult, corporate sounding things, but it's for rollerblading. There's not a lot of monetary gain. It's the intrinsic rewards that have become so important and intense.
Yeah. It's well, this is the thing that we're really passionate about. So it's like we get a chance to try to create something.
Yeah.
And we take that very seriously.
Very seriously. The humor is something that's always been there, though, because at least for watching skate videos and in our group of friends, that humor was very important. So that's just kind of stuck. And it also dampens the effect of if you have a bad skate session the humor is just an important thing in life.
Right. Like think about Jim Carrey filming Ace Ventura. He took it very seriously, okay? He took not taking himself seriously very seriously.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, he knew that was an opportunity to go big.
Yeah.
Oh. I start thinking about that movie and I almost start laughing. And now Jim Carrey's very serious, but he's not.
Right. He's a great example of this.
He's Canadian.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
So
okay.
Maybe there's something there. Jeff Herc, lame question. I don't think there's any. There might be lame
no
questions.
lame questions.
But I don't know if this one. But here go. Lame question, but here goes. What video would you choose to show for people that are interested into getting a pair of blades and start riding, be it aggressive or non-aggressive?
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
So let's create a scenario. There's a 10-year-old kid who maybe plays hockey or something.
Yeah.
And he started to play on rollerblades. He's like, yeah, this is cool. And you can show him one video to really ignite his passion. What are you going to show him?
I'm leaning towards... I don't know if this is too shocking of a choice, but Leon and Big Wheels 2, maybe. It might be a little bit too experimental. Matthew Ledoux might be a good one. I don't have a strong answer, and I don't want to sound big-headed, but the Wizard Frame Testing series is really good.
That is really good.
Yeah.
For showing the speed.
And
fun.
Control. Yeah, and that it's also... Yeah, it's in stark contrast to aggressive skating. Like, if you watch that, you know it's a lot different. Yeah, I would be careful about aggressive skating.
Or too much of it.
Yeah.
I would want to show something, diverse, showing all the different...
Yeah? Okay, what do you got?
Facets.
Do you have one?
So you have to consider length, too. You have to consider attention span.
Well, that's why I went with Leon
That's
first.
A good choice, yeah. Yeah, that's a tough question. But I think modern skating in general is doing a good job of showing all the different facets. Like, I feel like I would show something modern. I wouldn't go to the let's show him leading the blind so he sees how crazy skating can be. I wouldn't go that route. I would go I want to say MB7, but I know that sounds
that is a good one.
But something with all the different styles of skating.
That is the first one where we combined it all. Or we did some edits where we combined it, but this is a more refined version of that where there's little bits of Wizard Frame Testing. You're right.
Yeah.
And I will recommend MB8 after we finish it.
Definitely. Yeah. MB7.
2 years.
There's my answer.
Paul Flores. Todd, what is your favorite memory you have of Joey? What is your favorite memory you have of Todd?
My favorite memory.
There's so many.
There are a lot.
I do have one that I said in the wedding speech where we were really stoned on cannabis by Mason's grandma's place, and I think I grabbed your shoulders and I was like, Todd, this is your life. And you knew what I was talking about in a dumb friend way, we're alive right now. This is amazing. That's one that comes to mind. It's kind of a dumb... Some friends you couldn't do that with.
Right.
Because you knew what I meant.
Right, yeah. I understood exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it was my way of saying, this is crazy, we're alive right now.
Yeah.
That's one. Probably you landing the double set. Maybe some triumphant trick days or trips as well. More of a general feeling of shared experiences as well. Definitely.
Yeah. It's really hard to pick just one memory. There was... Yeah, it almost feels disrespectful to just say one.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, it's more of an encompassing kind of memory.
It's more like shades of things.
Yeah.
Than...
What's really, what comes to mind is seeing... working on stuff with Joey is my favorite memory. Going filming and just there's a level of inspiration that I don't have in any other facet of life, where it's super ultra creative and everything is about just this creating the best thing that we possibly can. It's so pure and outside of all the bullshit that it's addictive. It's why I still do this. And I'm 38.
Yeah, and it's very dangerous thinking about the alternate reality where maybe if that's all we did, nothing else. Maybe maybe
that'd be too much.
Maybe we'd be junkies.
That'd be too much.
Maybe you'd be seeing 10 times as much content, but maybe some of it would be nonsensical.
Yes.
I can reel it back, but within the world. That's why it's great when Leon comes into that world too, because I think he gets pulled into the feel.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's an exciting. Yeah, working on stuff. Hey.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best, and it's awesome that it's limited, right? If you had it all the time, if you were free to just do that, it wouldn't be as magical.
Yeah,
the magic comes from the restriction of only being able to do it here and there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why people are like, "Holy shit, you guys get a lot done in each." We were able to release these session edits because that's what we do. We do as much as possible in as little of time as possible.
Yes.
We learned that over time as well.
Yeah. It probably seems like we do it a lot more than we do it.
We don't. I think there's a question later about that.
Yeah.
Stuart Kelly, what would the Mushroom Blading Pro Pants look like? And who would be on the Pro Pant team?
Pro Pant team. Well, do you have any ideas for the Mushroom Blading Pro Pant?
I've seen there was a skateboard company called Evison. I think that's how you pronounce it. They released a pant called the Straight Outta Bed pant, which is a really good name.
Yeah.
It was pretty close to what a mushroom blading pant would look like.
What did it look like?
It was a cargo pant.
Yeah.
It was fairly baggy. Went a little bit less baggy at the bottom and had either a drawstring or something that you could cinch at the bottom. The material was not too heavy, but not too light. It may have been had the ripstop, so that was the closest thing.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
where you mix a jogging pant and a cargo pant with a light, like active type pant.
Right. Yeah, I think a super light, obviously super comfortable. I think a cargo pant.
Yeah.
Cargos have a certain, I think they would represent mushroom blading. A cargo pant with a drawstring. Would it have the mushroom blading logo on it? Maybe small, like on the butt, like on the upper butt, like where the Dickies logo is.
Yeah. Probably nothing, not too much visual distraction on the legs.
What colorways?
Olive, definitely.
Olive, yeah. Black
and olive.
Black
We'd
and
maybe
olive.
start with
Can't
those
go wrong
two.
with those.
Yeah, and any like khaki type, you almost want like a darker brown that doesn't fade too much, because once you get into that washed out khaki,
so I think black and olive are good colorways.
Yeah. As for the team, I mean, we wouldn't have contracts or anything, but Ledoux, Beer, Bassin, those are the first names that come to mind.
That's a good team.
People like Stu and Colin are more particular, so
we
wouldn't want to we would want people to be interested in the pants. Yeah, and then like if they like the pants, they can wear them. Definitely. Abibis would be good.
Definitely.
Well. Colin Martin.
But Colin is particular about his pant.
I think he's found his favorite kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you said Abiba, Andrew Nemo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ledoux, Beer. You said those. Yeah, those are great choices because they wear a pant that's similar. They would enjoy the pant.
I have a theory about cargo pants that maybe the weight of the pocket in the middle makes them move in a certain way that is visually pleasing, but I don't know if that's true or not.
And pleasurable to skate in. There's something pleasing about.
Yeah.
It's weird how a certain pant can change the skating experience. And cargo pants, for whatever reason, they feel really good to skate in.
Yeah.
I like the feeling of skating in a cargo pant.
We both got hooked on the feel of cargo pants.
I purchased a cargo pant recently from Zoomies, a Ridgeco.
I'll need to see.
Black
cargos are good.
Drawstring. Not Ridgeco. What do I want? The
Rothco. They have Rothco.
They do.
Single pocket. Because I've been
pocket Rothco.
Yeah, I've gotten some shit about the double pocket.
Dub pock.
Double pocket.
I'm really excited to skate in my black.
They have Rothcos at Zoomies?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it would be like so it would basically be a Rothco but lighter material. Maybe
after the black and olive come out, maybe we come out with an army.
Yeah.
Because I like an army pant.
Just this standard army
Standard,
pet print.
the greenish.
Nothing crazy. Don't get crazy. Are we still good? Oh, we're good. So last question here from Patreon, Joe Matty. He asked one earlier. I can't remember which video it was in, but there was a hospital montage to a Mogwai song, followed by a meth park section. Actually, it transitioned into a Mogwai song. It was an Andrew WK song. What was the story behind being in the hospital? Always wondered about it since no one was limping or in a wheelchair.
He's talking about Mushroom Blading 1, Volume 1. It was when I went in for knee surgery. And Chris Nima was there. My parents were there. And I love that section. We put it to that Andrew WK piano song.
You either emailed or I remember you let me know as soon as you heard that song, you kind of knew that it would go really good to that footage.
Really
and then
good.
If you laugh at the idea right away, you know you have to do it. I remember it was such a funny idea.
But it's a really interesting addition to that video.
Going into that next section is really like the way it primes the next section. But it is funny that we don't say what's happening.
Yeah, the mystery is interesting. I like that you can't tell what's going on.
Yeah, because you weren't limping or in a wheelchair, so you were going to a scheduled surgery day.
Yeah, I actually went skating the day before, and I 180'd the long box at the Kamloops skate park.
Did you?
I did, yeah. The day before that. So I hurt my knee.
Yeah.
But then I had like 5 months because I was on a wait list to get the surgery. So in that time, I basically healed up to the point where I was skating and I was doing like pretty crazy stuff the day before. And then I had to go in, get the surgery, and then be fucked up for like 9 months. I was supposed to not skate for like 9 months. So
9.
But I figured I wanted to build up my legs as much as possible before the surgery because you're going to atrophy, right? So I wanted to have as much strength to reduce the healing time. Yeah. I mean, it made sense.
How much did you lose then in the 9 months? Or
in terms of atrophy?
Yeah.
Quite a bit. It was startling, like looking at my 2 legs. I remember like sitting on, in Kamloops you float the river in the summer. And I had shorts on. It was me and Carly, my now wife, and I was like, strong leg, weak leg, strong leg.
Is that from something? Or did you...
It
sounds like it could be an Adam Sandler movie, but you like transferred that style of humor. That's really funny.
Yeah, it was kind of startling, and it's still smaller than my other leg.
That's what happened to me this year with this one. I've been building it back up. Yeah, it was like you could like put your entire this around it. The other one was way bigger. Yeah, that you don't even know that you start favoring it one a little bit more.
Yeah,
scary shit. But you can always bounce back.
You can,
and there's a valuable lesson learned each time.
Yeah, that was a painful period, but it was good. Take a nice long break from skating.
Okay, next we have YouTube from Mike McFly.
Good name.
What is your favorite? Really good name. Good channel too. He has all of the old Rollerblade promos from the VHSs that they would play in the shops. All of them are archived on this guy's channel.
Nice.
What is your favorite skate of all time for both Joey and Todd? I know mine. You go first. I have two.
Me too.
Okay.
You can go first.
The black rims with the red piping.
Okay.
I progressed a ton, and they didn't feel like rollerblades. They felt like some futuristic human movement expression device. I haven't skated anything like the white ones and the gray ones. Kind of felt like those a little bit, but it was the sizing or the stiffness that I learned so much. And they didn't feel like hardwood skates. Definitely those.
Yeah, you skated really good in those. And you did, like, everything. All sorts of
everything.
Skating in those.
Jumped off roofs, rails. I learned tons of air control in them. I would do, the soles were tiny, and I would do alley-oop fish brains on, the fatter cat rails.
Yeah.
Just really good. I skated anti-rocker as well on really, short frames. And then my other favorite skate, just because... it was so big in the last decade for discovering new parts of my skating would be probably the Wizard, like the Seba boot with the Intuition liner. Just changed the way I thought about big wheel skates.
Yeah.
Very separate from aggressive, because I don't think you don't need carbon for an aggressive skate, in my opinion. I tried the adapts. I really liked them, but I would need to try them again to see if they feel like the OG remedies. But those are my answers.
Yeah, it's funny because you look back on old skates with rose-colored glasses, and it may have just been like, I could have skated anything at this time. Like, there's a period in your early 20s where skating just feels so fucking good.
Yes.
But the first skate that comes to mind for me is Solomon STIs.
Yeah, you killed it in those.
And they were, I think I skated those for like at least 2 years, maybe more. They were just beaten, but they just felt so good. Like, they were so comfortable, and just the way they felt for gaps.
You did huge gaps, and you skated them
anti
and freestyle in them. So
yeah, there's just something about them. They felt incredible. And I also really have fond memories of the first Shadow.
Oh yeah,
the ones made by Solomon.
Yeah,
those ones felt pretty magic.
You skated those very, very, very well.
Yeah.
It's funny how different our getting on with Shadows and certain types of skates are too, that it works really well that you don't overthink your skates too much, and I do a lot. It's a good
I try not to. I'm enjoying my skates the most when I'm not thinking about them.
You've made plenty of smart decisions in your life with that one.
But I'm trying to think of any other skates that felt.
Yeah, you
I think those two skates.
So you did your Imagine Blade Shun section and MB1 and that Arizona edit, that whole era. Oh, and you had them for MB3 and 4 or no? Oh no, you eventually switched to REMs. You did.
MB3 and 4 was REMs and those Shadows.
That's right. And you had the Latimer ones and the Farmer ones. Did you have the Farmer?
I did.
Yeah. Both Solomons. Yeah.
The Latimer ones just felt so good.
I'm still very critical of the 2 times I've ever needed replacement sole plates. They weren't available. Like, I remember with the Unnatural, you got to make the sole plate replaceable. You got to make it replaceable. I don't know how
and
important.
You just can't get it.
Yeah, M12s, the Ollie Short M12s, and Shadows, both times. They weren't even available. You couldn't even order them for $50 extra shipping from overseas, I think.
Just no.
That was the dark ages of rollerblading, though.
Yeah.
We're in a better place now. Derek Simmons asked, when all the Seba carbons run out, what skate will you put your Wizards on? Well, I think those are still going to be made, the Seba carbons, the linerless ones. But if they do run out, there is something in the works that we will put our Wizards on.
Are the plastic ones like Top Secret or something? Or not? The plastic ones work really good.
Yeah. No. There's. That's all I can say.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Wizards feel really good on K2s.
Yeah.
Wizards feel really good on. They feel pretty good on Solomons, but yeah, good luck getting those.
Yeah, I would say if it does run out, hopefully there is something new in the works.
It's surprising. I think Wizards feel pretty good on a lot of different skates. I've only tried them on
3.
A couple different brands, but
they do skate really well on the Unnatural. But even that skate's going to be extinct in like a year or 2.
Anything with a lot of support.
Yes.
And there's a lot of skates have pretty good support now. Yeah. So
yeah, people have asked about thems with the Intuitions, because they're thicker and fill up the boot more. It's possible the 100s might be pushing it a little bit, but the 90s might feel good. You haven't tried those yet, but they're more supportive for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe the 909 is even more supportive. That would be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Worth a try.
Worth a try. Definitely. Nick Marziani, you've said that Shima is rollerblading, which I, someone who hasn't been on skates since the late 90s, pretty much agree with. If you had to pick the Michael Jordan flying slam dunk silhouette of rollerblading, the absolutely quintessential signature trick that best characterizes the sport, what would it be? This channel is amazing. Thanks for everything. Thank you for that. It's a good question.
So is this a trick that like a Mizu or a frontside, or is it like a picture of a certain person doing a certain trick?
I think just straight up, if you were to imagine a silhouette of a rollerblading movement that is iconic or could become iconic, what would it be?
Okay, I have mine.
I have mine, but you go first. Mine's, yeah.
Mine, it's a trick that I really want to get better at, and I swear every year I say, I'm going to get good at this trick this year.
What is this?
It's a top sole.
That's what I was going to say.
There we go.
Top sole.
A top sole.
A top sole.
Yeah.
I think that is such a quintessential rollerblading. It looks
so sick.
Like, even before rollerblading existed, you look at famous like comic book poses and stuff. It's the top sole is a very, I don't know, like
it's so dope,
iconic position, and it's also unique to rollerblading.
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost always stylish. Yeah, I think of,
and it's one of the first tricks too. It's been around for forever.
Yeah.
I mean, sole is dope. Top sole just takes it to the next level where that back foot is bowed over. Oh, it's so sick.
You can do top soles.
I know. I can do them.
You can do them. Didn't you do one?
Yeah.
You did one this year.
Oh, yeah.
You've done some on the box.
I did lots of them, and then I took a nasty fall on one, and then I stopped.
Hey,
but I'm like, this year,
happens to everybody.
I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing back the top sole.
Happens to everybody.
Because it's dope. Top soles are sick.
When I briefly got to talk to and meet Luis Zamora on that K2 stuff, he said that if you go really fast, then you're not going to fall as hard when you miss it. That you should be able to just like slide out and grab the ledge, or just slide out and catch yourself. And then I think that's why he said on the K2s, the way the toe wrapped around, how it was still softer plastic like the backslide, that was the idea, that you could kind of like get really good at catching yourself if you missed a topside. Thought that was an interesting tidbit.
Yeah.
But he's also
Luis Zamora.
He's Luis Zamora, and our height is very dangerous for topsides.
Yeah.
We're up higher, so we have more.
Yeah. But I do think I figured it out a little bit more last year.
You push into it is the way I think of it.
There's a certain, and I'm figuring out back royales too.
That's another good one.
You have to get your butt like over the thing.
Yeah, your butt is kind of like in front of your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for like back royales, you have to like really get over it.
We also skated flat for most of our skating career, so
that makes top soles tough.
Top soles and back royales, expect more of them.
Definitely.
Now that we're going to be experimenting with anti-rock.
Definitely.
But
when you know that front foot is not going to stick.
Yeah.
Because that sucks when you try to top sole and your front foot sticks. It's such a bad.
It's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing that we both said top sole. That's probably what it is then. If we both said it.
Hey, 100%.
That's what it has to be. Wesley Green, in one of your earlier films, there was a skateboarder that kept on getting in the way of Todd, and then Todd laughed and pushed the skateboarder away. Was that a joke? Or was he really getting mad?
He must be talking about Justin.
Yeah, that's.
No, we were friends with him.
Yeah,
it was all good. It was fun. It's funny because when the skate park first was built, we had like beef with him
and his brother.
Him and his brother.
You had a great quote to his brother. You were like, was it to him and
all his friends?
You were like, I'm going to be skating this place every day.
Yeah.
So what did you say? Like, you're going to have to get used to me, or we're going to have to get along?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was amazing.
I remember saying that. And we did. We ended up turning into friends, and like, yeah, it was a really good time skating there every day with him and his friend. He was like the ringleader because he was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all good.
It was a very peaceful existence at that park. It was only when people came from out of town that there was problems.
Yeah.
That one time that it was like a church bus from Edmonton, and it was like a swarm, and me, you, and Mason started skating even harder, and then they were on a scavenger hunt, and one of the things was get a picture with a rollerblader, and we were like, I'm not taking a fucking picture with you for
So
a stupid
defensive.
scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
People were sitting on the quarter pipe, and we were like sliding into them, and that was in our younger days.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's because
I feel like that would happen with with locals. You're skating together like all the time, so it's just inevitable that you're gonna be friendly.
Yeah, the anger came from the
foreigner,
instantaneous,
the outsider.
That was when, and skateboarding was huge then. We have seen it's shrunk a lot. We still, when you see those people that you spent time with at the skate park, it's always like there's a connection there, like Alan or Jasper, Justin. Justin's also, he has a quick cameo in my Shock Edit. He's like eating Chinese food at Riverside. There's just a really quick cut of him. And then Matt Berger from the era, who went on to... I've been trying to find the shot. There's a shot where you have money, and he's little with his flame helmet, and he's trying to jump up and grab it. It's just a really funny image, but I haven't found it. So yeah, that was Justin. PG. How do you recover from knee injuries in general? I've seen you guys take some nasty spills, and that shit's gotta hurt. Time?
How do you recover? Yeah, take time. Time off is important. But I think it's really important to exercise off of your skates and or rec skate.
Yes.
Those things are really good. You want to build up your knees and your leg muscles as much as you can. And a lot of imbalances come from just skating. Like people will say like, oh, I get all my exercise just skating.
Yeah.
But unless you're doing everything both ways, unless you're spinning both ways, looking over both shoulders, doing all the grinds both ways, you're going to develop imbalances from just skating. So it's essential to exercise to keep everything balanced.
I learned that for the first time these last 2 years, because before I would just rec skate and did not think about strengthening both my legs. Like I just did cardio and skating, that was it, and then stretching. But for the first time, my body was so imbalanced, and it was from doing big wheels from so long, and then going back to like doing lots of grinds.
Yeah,
that
grinds
my shit really got messed up.
Imbalances. Stretching.
So, listen to this guy.
Stretching is important.
Listen to this guy. I got to get better at doing stuff just at home because I only recently discovered the gym, and it's helpful.
Oh yeah,
it's very helpful. Yeah, and doing equal parts big wheels and aggressive is good. Like when you are filming, mixing it up. Because if you do too many aggressives in a row, I find you can get really sore in weird places. Yeri Pablo with a really good John Waters icon. Does mushroom blading have anything to do with psilocybin shrooms? Ever skated on shrooms?
Mushroom blading comes from, we stole it from Nick Riggle and Andy Cruz.
Yes.
Who referred to weird skating as mushroom blading. So no, it doesn't really have anything to do with psilocybin shrooms. Yes, I have skated on psilocybin shrooms.
Yeah.
And it can be really fun. It can also suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can not, especially,
So approach with caution.
Yeah, approach with caution. I did come up with the pud slide to alley-oop stair ride on possibly under the influence. There's also a really good article. If you look up Nick Riggle mushroom blading something post, I can't remember the name of. There's a really good article where he talks about where it came from, the name.
Okay.
And the creativity post maybe. But yeah, that's a good. If somebody asks, it's always good to just point them to that article.
Nice.
Yeah. The original moment though was just. We should name a video series after that. Like
it wasn't even a series; it was just the video at first. We were just like, we should just name, because we wanted to just do all as weird of tricks as we could.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just call it mushroom blading.
Yeah.
So it wasn't meant to be like a series or a brand or anything like that. It was just a video.
Yeah, it was. the excitement of, oh, what if people knew that they were getting a video where it was just weird skating?
Yeah.
Which is a cool idea.
Yeah.
So primitive back then too. I love to see where it's all branched off into like
Yeah.
the world we live in today, the way
So exciting.
that other people are doing creative stuff with their skating it's everything I wanted back
Yes.
then when we made that video. 'Cause
Yeah, the spirit of it has been the biggest like impact. It's not necessarily like the moves that we did in that. I think
Yeah.
they were pretty primitive, but the idea of just being really free and exploring all the stuff is so exciting. There's that quote for the last filming session of MB7. It was just really cold, or MB1, sorry.
Yeah.
It was just really cold, so we're like, fuck this, and we just went to a restaurant and drank beer.
Oh yeah.
And I was saying, like, I can't wait till I'm like 40 and I'm watching videos and people are doing the weirdest shit ever.
Do you say that? That's
Yeah.
holy shit.
And I was watching Calls from the Bank yesterday, and I was like, I'm almost 40 and I'm watching people do the weirdest shit, and this is awesome. I was like,
It's the
wow,
best
there
right
you go.
It's the best. It's past what I thought. It was even
It's incredible.
weirder and crazier. And
Can't wait for I can't wait for the future. We're in the future, but yeah, it's exciting.
Mushroom blading, the first one, was not received very well either.
No.
Stabilo Boss. Stabilo Boss? I read that as Stabilo Boss.
Stabilo Boss.
Who are your guys' favorite skaters at the moment? Would be very interested to hear. Pretty much the same as the Pant team for me. I would say Beer, Ledoux, Bassin, Colin Martin, Andrew Niemirowski, Robbie Pitts is really good. In a traditional sense, I really liked Leon Humphrey's last thing. There's a lot now, but
There are. Everything that you said, Colin Brady
Stu
deserves a lot more
I really,
respect. Stu Brady.
but then you start thinking of Darst and
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
there's
Dars, the Kelsos, Colin and Sean are incredible.
yeah, you can almost start thinking of weird little subgenres of how people skate. Beer and Ledoux probably come up first for me.
Beer definitely is way up there. Ledoux, it's exciting that he's coming back. He's making a new edit and he's skating more because he's insanely talented.
Ledoux posted that one line at a skate park when he's in the white thems, and it's all one fluid movement. There's no separation between the tricks, and that was something when I was younger I always dreamed of. Sagona's the only other one who's kind of done that, but there's only a few people who can link tricks together like that in terms of the way they move their upper and lower body. It's just incredible watching him do it.
Yeah, his shit, the way he moves is beyond rollerblading. He is like,
It looks
he's like a professional stuntman and he's like a gymnast, and he just happens to have skates on. That's like, Ledoux is just an incredible athlete and very creative. Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah, like it looks like in his fisheye footage that the ground, like he's standing in one spot and the ground's moving beneath him, and he's like a ninja reacting to the things that come up in a very smooth way. I don't know.
So cool.
Amazing. We're
And
still.
of course, you have to say Broskow is incredible.
He's just kind of in his own. He's kind of in his own bubble at the top, but in terms of.
I really like
output.
that. I appreciate that Broskow has like opened up to really weird tricks.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the top dogs from that era, you would never see them do certain things. I love how Broskow will like. I saw him kick his leg over a can the other day.
He does
That's
the lance.
awesome that he does weird shit.
Yeah.
And he's still so good at all the traditional things.
Yeah.
Yeah, love Broskow.
Longevity too, for how long and how much stuff he's put out.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So he set the standards of like, if you want to try and, if a kid comes out, he's gonna have to skate for how long and put out how many sections. I don't think you can beat the Broskow output. And
The career of Broskow.
It's not even a career with him. He just, kind of like how Shima is rollerblading Broskow. You say the name Broskow, it has the same weight as Shima.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. He's not slowing down at all.
Oh,
So
he's
sick.
incredible.
Yeah.
Broskow. Remember when we were watching, it would have been Leading the Blind, or I can't remember what, but you said something. Imagine when Broskow's older and he shaves his head because he had the long hair for so long.
Right.
And now he's how old and he's still doing it. Like, it was more,
So refined.
it was a statement about your excitement of the future of Broskow and to know everything he's done since you just being excited if he shaved his head and is older and skating. There was a time where it was weird for rollerbladers to have beards. That's how young the sport was.
Yeah.
It's hard, or it's easy to forget. There was so much stuff that happened in the early stages, but it was just a young, undefined sport for like 93 to 2000. That's not that long. But now we're in 2020.
It's grown up so much. So
Mature, diverse. The people that are doing it everybody's doing it for the right reasons. There's lots of people coming back because they missed it.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time.
How did I get on that side trail?
Just talking about good
favorite
skaters
skaters.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There's
so
tons.
many.
Dandelion. Setting. The world has ended. Humanity has decided rollerblading can save the future. You are sent back in time and are at the beginning of humanity, allowed to perform only one movement to inspire humanity. What is it?
One blading movement. So humanity is looking at me.
Yeah.
They're like, what are these wheels under this man's feet, and why?
You got one?
One movement.
My gut said the slow-mo, it's not even a trick, it's just like if you were just rolling on one foot and then
I feel like at that point in history, you wouldn't even have to do like a trick or a movement, just skate really fast and then just casually stand and glide.
That's really good. Forward or fakie,
and
but
just-
probably forward because fakie might be too much of a overload.
Yeah, just casually like looking at people while you're just gliding. People would think you were some kind of god or they wouldn't look at you as a human. They would look at you as like an alien. And you're just like, hello.
Rollerblades are so futuristic
Yeah.
and alien.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they got shit on for so long. They're ice skates that you can use anywhere. As long as they're good quality skates.
But that's the other part. That's the only hiccup in this whole scenario, is that if you went back in time to the beginning of humanity, there wouldn't be concrete, man. So like, the skates wouldn't work very good, man.
Well, there might be like stone areas. He's talking about the very beginning.
Yeah.
The beginning of humanity, allowed to perform only one movement to inspire.
Skates
Another
are
option
reliant on concrete.
is take a really badly fitting, rattly, loose pair of aggressive skates, kind of waddle up to a log.
Oh, this is good.
Step on grabbed Macchio
Oh, rollerblading would blow.
to like kind of like stomp out.
Yeah.
And then like do the
Run.
Yeah, do like the
Dirt.
yeah, lace that. That might do it.
I think that would.
Yeah.
That would inspire humanity for
Yeah.
sure.
The skates have to make a lot of noise, not fit very well, not be done up very well, and there has to be a lot of
Flaps, maybe some TRS.
maybe some flaps, and you have to have the face that
Really serious.
This is serious,
What he's doing.
and
Yeah.
this is gonna blow up after I do this trick.
I think that would work.
And this trick is extremely heterosexual.
Yeah, oh fuck.
There's no that.
Extremely heterosexual. Okay?
Remember the disc of Black Market had the girl with the camera? You were like, look at how heterosexual rollerblading is. The over the top, like, we're doing really big tricks. We're super masculine. Look at how heterosexual we are.
a really good thing to say really seriously. It's like, look at how heterosexual I am. Very heterosexual.
And in turn, it almost made rollerblading even funnier
Yeah.
because it was trying to hide
All
such a wide range of images. Yeah, sometimes like the way tricks were performed looked defensive.
Oh, rollerblading was a very insecure teenager with zits all over his face, and he's just taking himself really seriously.
Yelling at his older brothers to look
You don't
at...
get it, man. Your generation ruined ruined everything for us.
Hey, man.
We're left picking up the pieces. You gotta let us run things.
Hey,
Okay.
man. The original X Games was funded by rollerblading money.
Yeah, they wouldn't be anywhere without us.
It was a smear campaign against our sport. Okay. Hopefully we answered that question good. Santa, the wise one. Do you plan on releasing any more tutorial videos, or do you not identify with the genre?
We'll definitely do more how-to videos. I personally identify with the genre. It's just the priorities, right?
Yeah.
Like I've been really excited about doing a full-length video. But yeah, tutorial videos are fun to do. We'll do them at some point.
The magic connection on that one was filming at lunchtime is now possible to do more of those. Because filming rollerblading tricks for a project was always the first priority. But now having the lunchtime sessions available, I think it's possible to film some more. So
Yeah.
we'll definitely do more.
Yeah, for sure.
It is funny that the genre within action sports, that you do
The how-to.
lose core credibility.
Core point. Yeah, how-to videos are very
big
core.
loss of core points for how-to videos, yes. Which is a funny idea.
I wouldn't, like, yeah, if I did how-to videos, like, I don't take them too seriously.
That's right. It is.
But it's a good way to... It's a good exercise to do a how-to video, to try to explain how to do a trick.
I liked that we did if we always start with a historical reference of like where we first saw the trick or why we started doing it, or I liked that we did that for the last ones.
Yeah.
There's an interesting lesson at the start of how you started doing it, and then you go into, and it's also it's fun to film them because it's outside of the way we normally film. Like you have your skates on and you're doing tricks but not in the regular way. It's kind of funny to go through the motions and try, like, you learn stuff as much while filming it. Yeah. So we'll do some.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do some. Stabilo boss. Mushroom! Exclamation point.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Inline skater dad -4 2069. This guy always has really funny questions and comments. Joey, if you were to fill up your helmet with soup, how many servings would there be?
Whoa.
So, first of all, you couldn't because there's the holes. So
Right.
you'd have to tape it up.
You could take it, yeah.
If you want to do this experiment at home and measure it, I'm no scientist, so I wouldn't know the amount, but it would be
You
extra
take the
large.
padding out, right?
Yeah, is this with padding in or out?
I would say out, because I
Padding
don't want
out.
to get soup all over the padding. So
Duct tape the holes,
Yeah.
the ventilation holes, and then if you want to do this at home, it's an extra large 888. And we should say, if we've never said this before, I have a big head,
Yeah, really
and
big.
Todd has a smaller head.
Very small.
That the extra large 888 fits really tight on my head. If they had another
That's
size,
crazy.
I would probably need that one. So
Because, yeah, your head would be a lot of servings of soup.
yeah, it would
Probably
be.
be like-
It's the maximum size that you could
At
get
least
from a helmet.
Eight large servings.
Quite a bit.
Maybe 10? You'd serve a lot of people.
Yeah.
You should host a dinner. Where you make some soup and then
And also,
serve it out of your helmet.
I've had that helmet. I'm hoping to replace it this year. I've had that helmet since I was 33. So in terms of the stock that has
nice
starting
stock.
to, I washed the inside, but the stock that is on the plastic right now.
It would
the
add an
base.
interesting flavor
Yeah.
to the soup.
Yeah, I sweat a lot too. So
It would be really salty. Like,
Yeah.
Joey, this soup is delicious.
I get tons of salt. Tons of salt. High salt meal.
High salt content.
Eric Van Zantwick. Does MB5 exist? And if so, will you post it on your channel?
That's Prove Yourself, right?
Yeah. That's the first Prove Yourself. Possibly because of music rights, it's not available in some countries. So you'd have to look it up on Vimeo, but it's Prove Yourself, the first one. And
That's interesting. Is it titled Prove Yourself?
I think
Prove Yourself 1, Mushroom Blading 5?
it has a confusing title that's hard to find. So I will consider
It's a good
titling
video.
that again.
Yeah, if you can find it. Prove Yourself. I like Prove Yourself.
Would it be easier to now do...
Danny Beer is in Prove Yourself.
Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah, we met Danny.
Yeah.
Should I rename the mushroom? Like, should I go MB1 now? Should I name
Maybe.
them? Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be a good idea.
MB1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's tons of videos though, like from MB6 to 7 now. Isn't there like, there's like 6 or 7 years worth of like a
When
ton
we
of
stop
videos
doing the MBs.
that you almost need to show like a chart, like if you wanted to watch everything in order.
It would be good to release a chart. Suck It Aggressive was a Mushroom Blading 6.66.
Yes.
Because
so if you do like that, you are supposed to watch Wacky Mode, Suck It Aggressive, then MB7.
right.
Yeah. Imagine if we didn't. No, it's hard to.
When we hit 10, you'll have to release a video with all of the MBs in order, and it'll be like 6 hours
yeah.
long. It'll start at Mushroom Blading 1 all the way to Mushroom Blading 10.
It works in that order because at the very end of the second part of Wacky Mode, doesn't it end in Shop Task? Like it ends on Leon?
Yes.
We go into the shop.
Yes.
And then in 6.66 is the first time you see Leon in the Seba with intuitions.
Right.
So it does work.
It's like Leon disrupted the Mushroom Blading series with a new form of technology that we had to take a break and explore this new technology, big wheels, and then figure out how we wanted to incorporate it into MB. So we came back with MB7 with the new technology that we found in Leon's shop.
Yeah, we went on
the end of
journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found the technology might even be on the wall in that shot. I'm not sure.
Probably.
I wonder. The older location too. Yeah, that works in order.
Yeah.
Suck It Aggressive. And then is Prove Yourself 2 and 3? Do you watch? You don't watch those in order. You just watch Prove Yourself 1 and then Wacky Mode.
Oh, you said Prove Yourself 2 and 3?
Those aren't part of the timeline.
No.
Those are separate pieces.
Prove Yourself 2 and 3. They're sequels to Prove Yourself, but not to Mushroom Blading.
Glad we cleared that up. Definitely makes more sense now. Okay. How are we doing here? We're good. Twitter. Follow on Twitter. I'm posting there once in a while. Thoughts on winter it's from, I can't say this name, it's like a really crazy photo.
Juck.
John Juck at Juck 1001. Thoughts on Winter Clash, and will you be there anytime soon? Todd, remember I texted you while Winter Clash was happening, and I said on a scale of 1 to 10.
Here's the thing. Skating indoors is not very appealing to me. Skating in like an echoey, loud indoor place is not appealing. So like to travel overseas to skate inside, honestly, I don't think we'll ever be there. If I had to guess, unless we happen to be in the area and I was like, oh, we might as well go to Winter Clash.
Yeah.
But going all that way just for Winter Clash,
no,
I don't think.
What we could do with that money and
money.
that time spent on that trip.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that they have the panels and stuff. It's kind of a cool way of that they're expanding the idea of what it can be.
Yeah, it's like a festival, like an event.
I think if it was closer, you didn't have to travel really far and be really tired. It shakes up your life and routine. I understand that that's the point of traveling, but at this point in life, it's not. I don't want to be tired coming back from the trip, and it's just not. You said it all.
Yeah, maybe in like 20 years.
Yeah, I've given it. Yeah, in the next decade. Yeah, maybe after the next decade. You're right. So
maybe in the 2040s.
2030 to 2040.
Yeah.
Would be a good time to finally go. Just being patient with it.
It'd be cool to but I was gonna say it'd be cool to do a big trip to Europe, spend like a couple weeks filming in Europe. But if we did that, it would be during the summer. We
You're
would
right.
Do it during winter.
Yeah.
So it's like, no.
Yeah.
Sorry. They should do Summer Clash. Can they do Summer
They
Clash?
did. It's not happening anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
They did. The last Summer Clash, I think it rained. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Miguel, at Owner Video. What athletic background does Todd and yourself have, like gymnastics or hockey? I came from hockey. We had similar trajectories in our sports, so where did you come from?
Yeah, I was pretty serious in baseball, and I also played basketball. I played a lot of different high school sports. I played basketball and volleyball in school, and then baseball was my outside of school sport. It's funny looking back on it. People took way too seriously for a 12-year-old playing a sport. Like,
hey, you were good though. In the memories question, I do have memories of your move. It wasn't a move, but it was the way you always scored points, that you would go full speed on the outside and then cut in. Didn't you have?
Yeah, I had certain moves in basketball. I would do like a big C. I would just run around everyone and then lay up like from behind the hoop.
Yeah,
and like I would almost do it. There were certain games I would just do that over and over
and
no
over. Yeah, that's why it was funny. Is that it just that one, the NHL game for Sega Genesis, where there was the glitch where you could always do the wraparound and score every single time. You figured it out, but in real life.
And we both had similar experiences when we tried to quit those sports.
Yeah.
Like a lot of pressure from our parents to continue playing.
You got phone calls from your coach a year later, or you would try and...
For years, yeah. Trying to convince me to come play.
That's so crazy to think about, that we were at... It was a big transitional age and time playing those sports that we quit around the same time.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I quit, and it wasn't a planned thing. It was a feeling that you had at that point in your life, like a gut feeling. Weird, like the first time that you knew you didn't want to do something. Like my parents were almost shocked, I think, that I had such a strong emotion and feeling towards the sport.
Yeah, mine too.
Props to them though for like all the driving and support and everything, but and that obviously rollerblading is a more unconventional choice, but in terms of like, I haven't quit this one, that it's my initial feeling is still the same towards this activity.
Right. Yeah, my parents made me play for another year. Baseball.
I quit in the middle of a season because I just couldn't do it anymore. And part of it
Didn't
was...
your coach like made you announce it to your team?
Yeah.
Like you had to go in the...
Yeah. I had to tell the entire team. Crazy moment. Holy shit. I got a lecture. I got a mild lecture from a scout who was telling me like what teams were looking at me. I remember him saying like, if you just bulk up a little bit, like it was so crazy. It was in this weird time too that part of it was rollerblading being more interesting and open and free and fun, but hockey was getting so serious at that point because scouts were coming to games.
Yeah.
There was like newscasts on certain players following their career, and the parents got more... It got really weird in that era. Like a certain amount of fun was just taken out of it. It started to feel like a system.
Right.
Which, like being in high school and then your free time kind of feels the same. Anyways. Yeah, you got calls from your coach. I got invites to training camp the summer after. So crazy.
And think about it from their perspective, like you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go rollerblading. Like,
but
what?
I don't even know if I said that. I was just like, I was trying to come from the place of I just don't want to do this anymore. They probably knew.
I remember the feeling of you guys would be going skating and I'd have to go to baseball. I was like, fuck, it was the worst feeling. It was like, I want to be skating, man.
PJ has a really good part in the Jack B. Nimble documentary where he's like imitating a coach yelling at him. Remember that? PJ, what's the guy from Chicago?
Yeah, Paul John. Yeah.
Where he's like imitating a coach yelling at him either for hockey or I don't know. But
I feel like a lot of skaters would have that same story of playing sports and then not wanting to do it anymore, wanting to skate instead.
Yeah, and
having to deal with that.
Yeah, and my parents weren't like hard on me or anything. Like it wasn't that. It was the game. The seriousness of the game had taken over, and it wasn't really a game anymore. It was like a weird thing that you felt like you had to do.
Yeah.
But also that work ethic that we have still comes from our sports background.
Yeah.
That was an important... I've found
team
sports were really handy for team stuff, like for work stuff, for skating stuff.
For sure.
I did learn a lot of valuable skills. Learning how to lose, very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I got one more here. Trey at Anti-Rocker. That's a good handle.
Real good.
What are your favorite logos of all time?
In skating.
I would just say in general.
In general?
Yeah.
Any logo?
Yeah, that's more exciting to me.
Okay. What are your favorite logos?
I was thinking about this, and a lot of Canada stuff from the late 60s and early 70s. The Canada logo that you see on the train with where the D is like a flagpole with the flag. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like really nice font. The CBC logo is amazing, where it's like a circle with stuff coming off of it.
Yeah.
The CN logo
yeah.
is amazing because it's kind of like a weird retro futuristic. It's the C and the N are together, aren't they? There's a lot of...
Yeah, the CN logo is really cool.
Yeah, the Canada logo, the CN logo, the CBC logo. That, remember for Canada 150, there was that little icon that was like, it looked like a leaf. Do you know what I'm talking about? It almost looked like a lotus flower, but it was a Canada leaf.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like the one when Canada turned 150.
Yeah, but it was a classic Canada logo.
Yeah.
That one, the famous hockey jersey from the 70s where it was like it was just a white jersey and then the leaf, it was like a big red leaf. Do you remember that one?
I think so.
It was like a really futuristic looking design idea in like I don't know the year, like late 60s, early 70s. And then also the Canada flag is amazing, I think.
Really good, yeah.
So those are all mine.
Expo.
Similar design idea.
That era. Yeah, really futuristic yet classic, kind of simple, just nice typography.
Yeah. It's funny that the first one I thought of was the one on the train. It was like the Canada with the little flag.
Yeah, I love that.
It's not really it's a logo and font, but it's pretty amazing.
All the treatment of like province of British Columbia and province of Saskatchewan, like Canada has really good
all that
typography.
Yeah, and that's
design.
all from the same era, I think.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite music groups too, Boards of Canada, all of their design is that style too, all influenced by that stuff. I love that shit.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, that's a great answer.
For skating logos, nothing pops out.
For skating,
nothing pops out right away.
Skating logos. Nothing does, hey?
Nothing pops out huge. Okay, we're gonna pull up Facebook now. How are we for time? We're at 1:15. Are we over time?
We should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just gotta pull this up here. I thought I had the Facebook ones. Okay, Facebook. Marty Reed, when, where was the most significant mushroom experience of your life, and how has it affected your life since? Please feel free to elaborate on the integration process and what, if any, lasting changes this experience catalyzed your life.
I definitely haven't had any kind of profound, experience that has really changed me, at least consciously. I'm not conscious of it. I've had some really bad experiences on mushrooms. The first time I did mushrooms, I was 13.
What?
No, not 13. Sorry. I was 15 or 16. And I was with a couple of girls, and they're like, yeah, we're going to do mushrooms on Friday, and we're going to go to this party. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm in. So we eat a whole bunch of mushrooms, and we go to this party. We think it's going to be like a K and crazy party. And we show up, and it's like a cake and chips birthday party with the parents.
What?
Yeah. And so high, and 15, and no idea how to deal with this situation. And it didn't even occur to us that we didn't have to go. We could have just left and done our own thing. In our minds, it was that didn't even cross our minds. So we show up we go,
yeah,
and just spend a whole night trying desperately to act normal in front of parents.
That does not go over well. Now that I'm older, I know, that parents know.
I don't think anyone knew.
I guess in that state,
know.
There are times where what's happening in your mind, you think people can see, but they can't.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that was like going to the gym for your social skills
and valuable.
Your mind. So I think I might have learned how to navigate really stressful social situations from that.
That is master level training. Holy! Thankfully,
intense.
when you're younger, now doing something like that, your knowledge of the world is so much bigger, and it would almost be even worse. But you would be smarter to go. Actually, sorry, you'd be smarter just not to make that choice in general.
Yeah, just not to go, or just I'm not feeling good. I'm gonna take off. Not we were there for 3 or 4 hours.
A prison. In your mind and in a physical space.
Just feeling like you're a bad person.
That's not good.
We're drug addicts. We're not going anywhere.
That is not good. That is not good.
Probably not what Marty was looking for.
Well, I had one that inspired my trajectory of life, right up to this point, where it was a really bad experience, but everything that I learned from it, I integrated in terms of cutting a certain person out of my life, going to film school, wanting to have a career, wanting to have a family and a life outside of skating. I got all that shit from one bad experience. It was I was shaken into a new way of thinking.
Right.
That I learned not to over-identify with skating and everything around it the way that I was. And so, yeah, really good, but not good in the moment.
It
really
just,
bad.
In the moment, it showed you, you're not going in the right direction. You need to make some changes.
It showed me everything. And it's funny.
That's the experience people don't want to have, but it's the most important one, where it's you need to check yourself.
Yeah, and I would have been 20, an age where you're at that crossroads.
Right.
You have the choice of going further in one direction, or you can start building towards another direction. So yeah, the big one was it was film school, family, healthy career, all this really solid stuff that I wasn't thinking about enough. And I had an ankle injury at the time too. Whew. So I couldn't skate.
And you went skating, right?
I went skating, and I thought I was feeling better, and I wasn't better. So I thought I was going to...
heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy even without mushrooms. When you try to go skating and you're injured, and you're I should have just stayed at home.
Yeah, and then
being on mushrooms, holy shit.
Yeah, what do you have... When you're now, if you get injured, it's what do you have to fall back on. And it's not to fall back on, but you have to have other things in your life. Yeah. But when you're in your early 20s, you don't know that. You have to learn that if you're over-identifying with a culture or something that you're into, if that's everything and then that thing goes away or falls apart, you need other things.
Right.
That was the lesson, which is easy to know now. But again, the joke of like alternate universe Joey or Todd that went 100% into rollerblading. It's not good. I don't know if it's a good look. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's scary.
I want to interview those guys though. See what they're all about, if they exist.
Those are interesting people. I had one experience when I was by myself and I took a whole bunch of mushrooms. I locked myself in my apartment and I turned off all the lights, turned off the computer, unplugged the phone in the darkness, and I was really stoned. And I remember just pressing my face against the coffee table. I had like a glass coffee table at the time, which like I wasn't pressing it hard enough to break it, but just hard enough so my cheek was kind of like indented into this thing, and I was just saying, rollerblading, 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 rollerblading. And it was like not even my voice. It was like I was channeling like some kind of demon, some kind of rollerblading demon that was like saying this through me. And then
that's amazing.
It was a really weird experience because I was super, super high, and then all of a sudden I just like clicked. I was completely normal.
What? So what do you think was going through you there?
Who knows?
And why the table?
I don't know. But I came to, and there was just clothing all over my apartment. I had just taken every outfit that was in my closet and put it on, taken it off, put it on. I put on all the clothes.
Which one did you land on? Like, what were you wearing?
I can't remember what I was wearing. I just remember that clothes were just all over my apartment, and I had to just like put them away.
Kudos to you, because at that point, after that one experience, I wasn't like
mushrooms are scary.
Yeah.
But they can be good, of course.
That's
it's intense.
Mantra rollerblading. Oh, and there was that one time
powerful word.
I was with people that were on acid at a concert, and I didn't do anything, and I skated home from downtown Vancouver to Burnaby. Remember, I phoned you, and I said,
I was asleep.
You were asleep, and I phoned you, and I was like, we're the saviors of rollerblading.
Yeah, I remember.
And I fully believed it. I got a weird download, and I was 100% serious. So that
was an interesting phone call.
That's what I said.
I remember that. Yeah.
Did I say that?
Yeah. You said we're the saviors of rollerblading. I was like, okay.
You woke up and got probably with like the wind sounds of me skating, or I don't. We're the saviors of rollerblading. Everybody, be careful out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but that was a contact high or something. It was a really good concert. Acid Mother's Temple.
Man, must have been.
It was really good. They may have opened up some kind of a portal, or I don't know.
Probably.
Franco Sorella, what is you and Todd McInerney favorite setups from frames, boots to wheels last 2 years? If you can bring back one skate you rode way back, which would it be? Are we good? We got time. We already answered the skate question.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with everything right now. I really like the thems with intuition. I love trying different frames. I don't really have any huge preferences.
Yeah, I feel like I would be better equipped to answer this question if I tried more stuff. I really haven't tried that much stuff. And I really like the 50-50 frames for aggressive. And I like the wizard frames for big wheel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them skates. Pretty sure my next skate is going to be a them skate. The Seba boots are really good. The K2s are really good.
There's just lots of good stuff. Wish frames are really good.
I'm just really saying things that I have tried.
I do really like I like our 100mm 85A.
Yeah, the undercover 100 mil and 90. The 90 mils are incredible.
Similar to it's like the same as the hydrogen wheels, because we were using the hydrogen wheels in the Wizard frame testing it, but it's something about that urethane, that core on the Wizard frame, on the boot with Intuition. It's just, you push once and it just goes.
Speed.
It's amazing. They feel so powerful on your feet.
Yeah,
to the
Intuition
point that
liners.
when you skate aggressives for a while and then you go back to Wizards, it's almost shocking how powerful they feel.
Yeah.
So
pretty cool.
There's lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
Bringing a skate back, I would say the Rems, but I also love the idea of being in the now of skate technology and supporting what's available.
Yeah, Solomon's would be great, but there's a lot of good skates now.
Yeah, they're not coming back.
No.
Alex Shine, can you explain how to do twizzles, spinning on one foot, that is? Thank you. Yes, I'll do a tutorial for that.
Yeah, and there's different twizzles. There's
inside edge, outside edge, switch, regular. There's a lot. Is that the official name? Twizzles?
Twizzles? I've never heard Twizzles.
I call it the Twizzler if my leg's wrapped. Like if my leg's wrapped around the one that's spinning, that's a Twizzler, but... Trictionary. Matt E. Lewis. Questions for both. If either of you had quit skating at some point, would the other still be skating today? That's a good question. I would say I would still be some crazy person doing solo sessions and edits, I'm sure. But
yeah, I might still be skating. Definitely not with the same level of effort and purpose. It would be a lot more casual if Joey didn't skate. The
project, working in a project aspect is a really fun part of it.
Definitely.
It brings it to a more intense level in a good way. Yeah,
it's definitely my purpose for like trying to get good and be like trying to skate as good as I can is to make the project better.
Working on a project, so fun. Yeah, it makes the individual, like the sessions or making lists or having goals, it's way more fun when it's based around a big project. Yeah, it's like preparation. Whereas if it was just, if you weren't skating or I didn't know Leon or anybody, I think I would rec skate and maybe do trick. The trick aspect of it would probably go down quite a bit, but the general like feel of skating and going out skating. You never know, it's cool to see people like Lawrence's channel, that he's technically skating with an audience, or he's communicating, but it's through a really futuristic way of skating with people and talking to people. Yeah. So there would be new ways to have a connection to skating. That's why podcasts are so popular, because you can be at work, you can have a connection to skating and people that skate, but it's not the way, it's not going out and filming for a project in person, but it's still connecting to it. Yeah, it's almost like I might still skate. I would find a different purpose and a different way to, a different thing to do with it. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, it's an unknown. Bill Stoppard, too. He was just a guy filming himself skating in the streets of Toronto, and he wasn't aggressive or freestyle, or he created this YouTube channel. He was just skating, a Canadian guy. Canada, hey? So we got Unwin, Stoppard. That's crazy. Canada's stacked. Yeah. It's funny to think that outside of all the cool stuff that's happening with Danny, Colin, Leon, that there's Sean and Bill Stoppard have like two of the bigger skating channels. It's funny that it's both Canadians. Yeah, they're huge. I gotta pee really bad, but we'll keep going here. Or is it better to say piss? We could finish the Facebook ones, take a quick break, and then do the Instagram ones. Julian MGN Micken. Which part of Canada are you from? P.S. Stop writing small stuff things. I like writing small stuff things. Me too. So also, no, I'm not going to stop. Okay. What part of Canada are we from? Well, if you were to look at the page that you posted the question on, or Instagram, or the information is readily available. On the about? Yeah, you just have to click on... I believe our location is in the description of the page. Yeah, right? Let's see. I don't know if that's going to take too long, but I'm pretty sure it should say, yeah, you can look up, you just were one click away from finding out that we're a couple of washed up rollerbladers from Kamloops, BC, Canada. You were one click away. So you wasted half of your question asking something that was readily available. And in terms of stop riding small stuff things, it seems like he can stop watching the riding of small stuff things. If it's a problem
by the riding of small stuff things.
We live in an age where every rollerblading video is still available.
Right.
So if you enjoy
big things,
riding big stuff things, just watch that and don't watch the small stuff things.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell, like, if you don't like watching people ride small stuff things, then that's on you to choose content with riding big stuff things.
I heard a really good term that I've been using more often, that like people looking on social media or watching stuff that gives them a negative reaction, shopping for pain. That he might just, if you're watching stuff on small stuff things that's giving you a negative reaction,
maybe
you're just shopping.
That.
You're shopping for pain.
Yeah.
So
maybe you like being angry.
But
riding small stuff things is awesome.
It's so fun. It's fun. And also
it's super fun.
Being older now, you have to choose spots, especially in a small town, where you're not going to get kicked out, where you can get into a groove and film for a while. So sometimes that's small stuff things.
Yeah, it's fun. I think Julian should start writing small stuff things.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's a good point.
Julian.
Byron James Banks the second, or two. However, how would you interpret that? Is that Byron James Banks the second? Okay.
He's the second of Byron's James.
Byron James Banks the second. Are you ever making a wizard frame non-UFS? I'm not. Are you?
I'm not. No.
No. Okay. Drew Patton. When Todd kicks Joey's lens, does he have to buy a new one, or do you go 50-50? I have a good answer for this.
Okay.
I look at the filming equipment the same way that I would the frames, wheels, boots. Like, I look at it as the same thing as the skating equipment. So in terms of the abuse that it takes and the risk that we take to get a close shot, it's all the same. So I don't really separate camera equipment from skating equipment, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's meant to be that close. So, and also the choices and risks that we both take for how close we are is worth it for the shot. It's just it's been part of skating for a really long time.
It happens, yeah. Do you think he's referring specifically to MB7 when I launch?
Yeah, and that I would say is more my fault, because
it's an interesting story. Maybe we should just tell it quickly. So we were filming, okay? So in MB7, there's the clip where I launch and kick the camera. And I'm also really excited that Nemo used it in the Abibis video.
Oh, yeah.
That was basically my accomplishment of 2020 or 2019 was being in the Abibis video.
Is it called really Year of Abibis? If you haven't watched it, it's incredible. You have to watch it.
So they took the clip and put it in that video. Totally cool. So to explain how, what happened, I told Joey, okay, I want to do a really big Liu Kang out of this bank. I'm just going to skate as fast as I can, jump as high as I can, and do a Liu Kang. So Joey's like, okay, I showed him where I was going to do it. I skated all the way to the other side of the park. Okay, like really far away to get as much speed as I possibly could. I look at him, he's way off in the distance, give him the thumbs up, and I start skating. Skate up this quarter, skate down this quarter, pump into this bank, go up this bank, pump into another bank, and I'm going as fast as I can. And I'm approaching a bank that's probably the same height as me. I can't even see where Joey is because he's sitting off and he's filming me long shot, right? And I just launch into the air, and I'm in the air the first time I see Joey, and I'm really high, and I see oh shit, Joey's sitting right where I'm going to land. Yeah. So there was nothing I could do to change my trajectory, and I think I just said, I just let out a scream in the air, And then I thought I was gonna kill Joey. Like, I wasn't even worried about the camera at that point. I thought I was gonna like just fuck him up and fuck myself up. And then I just smashed into the camera and into Joey. I think Joey's finger, there's a shot of his finger was fucked up from me hitting the camera, and then the camera like cutting his finger.
I was holding on to it. So, and if you look at how high you were at the peak point of that shot. So this was a rare case where usually we're pretty good at talking about like there's a shot, there's like a choreography aspect of talking about where you're going to go, this is where the camera's going to be. And I don't go all viewfinder. Especially because on the older camera that we film with, there is no viewfinder. So it's either through the eyepiece or you just get a feel for it. And I was looking through the viewfinder and rolling forward, fully crouched down, and didn't do the reference of, I'll sometimes do a reference just before you go out of the bank.
Yeah.
So I was looking at you going, oh shit, through the viewfinder, and didn't know that I didn't have to move. So even when you ran into me, I was still holding onto the camera. And that's when you kicked it out and scraped my hand. I didn't even know what happened. Like, it was so shocking, the whole thing. The lens went flying off the camera, pieces of the camera flew everywhere. And I think it was both of us, just, or especially me, I was like, holy fuck. Remember, there's a guy with this kid just staring at us. Like, I don't know who saw it because it was so quick. And we don't have a second angle to know how hard the hit was. But I think from falling so much, or when the connection happened, I think I just stayed in a ball, held onto the camera, and my neck was sore for a little bit, but it could have been way worse. Yeah, like, you kicked the camera, not my face.
Yeah, if I would have kicked you in the head
or elbowed me, but even the helmet, I think, came in handy in that moment. Yeah,
that was crazy.
The most exciting thing though was that we got the shot.
Yeah, it's an amazing shot.
The camera was pretty good. Like, the lens had to be replaced, but it wasn't that expensive. The mic was okay. I think the handle was a little bit broken, but when you get the shot, that's the most important thing to me, and it's the risk that you take. But and then we filmed it with the other camera. So there's the shot that opens up the machine dance section. We filmed that after the collision.
Yeah.
So you keep it professional and you get the shot.
You move on.
Yeah, that's funny though. I remember I was in the air thinking, I'm gonna kill Joey right now.
That was so
How did he die?
Crazy. A
rollerblader landed on him.
Yeah, like, you know, in Mario Brothers, when he jumps on the mushrooms, like, that's what's going to happen right now. I'm going to flatten Joey.
It was
with a Liu Kang.
The timing was good, where it was like the right amount of injury and issue with that. Tim Haynes, who are your guys' favorite Canadian blader of all time? Remember? 1, 2, 3... Billy Vo. We said that we did a live stream for the frames, and we hadn't set that up. We both said Billy Vo.
I feel like all of Western Canadian rollerblading history started with Billy Vo.
Yeah. There was Dave Jarvis, who has the disaster topsole and the flip thing at the end of, is it Fast Shoes?
He did disaster topsole in a lot of different videos. I think that was like Dave his Jarvis. Big move. He was one of the guys, but Billy Vo was Billy Vo was like the closest thing we had to like a Julio type figure, who would have been one of the huge names in the sport. So like, it's like, for people who don't know, like, his style was just incredible.
Yeah, I posted on Instagram. There's a cab driver photo of him in box, but there's not a lot of footage.
No, he would hit handrails. He would do amazing airs. He was very well-rounded, and his style was just so unique and just absolutely incredible. Billy Vo was like the legend of... He was out of Vancouver. He had some younger brothers that were also really good. Yeah,
Vietnamese family.
Yeah.
Very rollerblade specific style. The way that he moved. He has a shot in Hoax 4 where he tries to alley solo rail and flips around it, and then he has a couple pics in Box magazine, but there's not a lot of footage because this is long time ago. social media and all that. And
Mid-90s.
there's a picture from Box Magazine where he's topside aciding the rail. You can get an idea of what this would have looked like, but he's so boned out that his frame is pointing up. Like, it's not just topside, but it's pointing up. And you can tell that he would have, aired the stairs and kind of scraped and turned to fakie or forward. Like, a lot of his tricks looked like crazy ninja moves.
Yeah.
That they weren't like jumping on a grind and balancing. It was like all like
crazy movement,
ninja fast movement.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still good. Billy Vo. Nicky Adams and Bergeron are pretty amazing, but in the Western Canada tradition, Billy Vo, we saw him skate in person at a young age, and he sticks in the mind. Oh, you want, like, the closest thing I've seen to Billy Vo actually is Neil Chen's style reminds me a little bit of Billy Vo.
A little bit. The speed, but being relaxed at the same time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's so, because there's people who have relaxed, smooth style, but people who go really fucking fast and have relaxed style. It's amazing. Morgan Grisar, favorite pants for grindy slides. We pretty much answered this early on.
Yeah, a cargo pant.
A cargo pant.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Loose.
Yeah. Stephen Shepard, straps, cough, cough. I think
he wants straps.
Oh, the mushroom blading straps. Funny story behind that. We were gonna make 100, we were gonna get somebody from K2 to make a certain amount of those straps, and it was like the social media contact at the time or something. What he was asking for in return for like what we were supposed to give them for content and posts for a couple hundred straps was so over the top that it just didn't go through.
No.
So, and then we were so close when we were in the early stages of doing the big block. There was gonna be a pre-order option that was gonna come with straps. That was one of the discussions, which was really exciting.
That would have been cool, yeah.
But it didn't happen. That's okay.
Yeah, straps.
Those
are dope straps.
They're really good. They're just for us right now, but
I like those straps.
They're good straps. Ricardo Lino. Will the next MB video called MB19? And then he has the little sick emoji face. I would say MB19, when it does come out, it'll be late 2040, early 2050 probably.
Right. So MB19, that's a reference to like a really sick, dope video. Is that what he's saying? Like really, it's going to go viral?
I guess so.
Really sick.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Like people are going to be going to the grocery store and buying lots of stuff like before it comes out because like who knows what's going to happen, right? It might be some kind of toilet paper shortage.
I just hope
MB19.
that
MB19. I think the next one's going to be called MB8. I mean, MB8.
The one after that'll be MB9, and then we'll do 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 9. Yeah, that'll probably be the 2050.
MB19 will be really good, but it won't be for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be really bad because how old are we going to be in MB19?
2050. Mid
50s? 60? We might be
late 50s. Early 60s. That's still...
It might be really good.
Be really good. I think that'll be really good.
We're going to be fucking wizards by then.
I'm excited to see that video.
Can you do a mushroom blading video?
Nick Shand. Yeah, you can read this one.
Nick Shand, can you do a mushroom blading video while under the influence of magic mushrooms, please? Or where did the name mushroom blading come from and why? What thought process and creative process goes into the numerous maneuvers and tricks you guys do?
It's 3 questions. One we already answered.
Well, he's saying, can you do a mushroom blading video under the influence of magic mushrooms, please? I don't want to.
No. It's not a good choice.
No. We answered where it came from. What thoughts process and creative process goes into the numerous maneuvers and tricks you guys do?
Lists. Discussions.
Yes.
Thinking.
A lot of lists.
Lists.
Thinking about the spot. Thinking about what's possible at this spot. What kind of objects are there? How can I incorporate movements I've done in the past on new terrain?
We call those covers now. It's funny. We have references to tricks that we've previously done at spots. So sometimes we'll get to a spot and like, I'm going to do a couple cover
a cover trick.
Yeah, cover trick.
And that's
covering
cool.
your own tricks.
You do the same trick that you did before, maybe film it differently. Maybe add like one little different thing.
I'm impressed though that you think that there's a limit. This is going to sound really cheesy. You think there's a limit to creativity, but there really is no limit to creativity.
Especially with rollerblading. The possibilities really are endless.
I would have to say all like the recent wave of Danny, Colin, Stu, Leon, Colin Martin, Andrew Niemirowski, the Harry Abel, Scott Blackmore, Robbie Pitts, there's a whole bunch, but like everybody's interpretation of what creative skating or their version of creative skating has created so many new possibilities.
Oh my god.
Danny especially, we owe him royalties for trick ideas.
Definitely.
And MB7 heavily influenced by Danny. The leather boot alone.
So good. And another, don't be afraid to steal other people's ideas.
Yeah.
Definitely steal other people's ideas. That's what this is all about. Don't be afraid of doing that.
Try and give them credit once in a while, or if people are trying to give you props like it's the first time they've ever seen it, try and let them know where you got it from.
Right.
Is a good thing to do.
That's the exciting thing about doing a movement is other people see it, they start playing with it, and their interpretation of it might spawn like a new movement. It's really endless. It's fun. It's a chain. We're all connected, man. We're all pawns.
The mycelium network.
I have to pee.
Me
really
too.
Bad.
And
we might have to do the Instagram questions.
Yeah, this took a while.
At another date.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have to do the
so
Instagram questions. Yeah, we'll do a separate one for that because that's 56 or 57. But
yeah,
thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Good
Thanks
questions.
for all your questions. Really good.
And the next one we'll do is at 1 million subscribers, maybe.
Yeah, 1 million.
Okay. Goodbye.